Hello, citizens of YouTube. This is the Kiki Nerd here, and today we're going to be comparing the Landtech Enhanced Bulk Carrier Group and the Griffin Armament Port Pocket Bulk Carrier Group, uh, and where they kind of have their own differences, why you might want to choose one over the other, and really just showcase the Griffin Armament Port Pocket, and because I love this bulk carrier. But before I begin, though, I'd like to say a big thank you out to everyone who's liked, commented, and subscribed on the previous videos. I always appreciate it and always enjoy talking to you guys. But if you're new here to the channel, welcome. And if you enjoy this video, enjoy this type of content, please consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. Whew, with the PR out the way, let's get into it. So this is the Griffin Armament Port Pocket Bulk Carrier Group. This is the mil spec one with basically the ultimate bulk carrier, right? Just all the best parts handpicked. And then this is a Landtech Enhanced Bulk Carrier Group. And so just kind of want to compare why you might want to choose something like the Landtech or standard mil spec, right? Or why you want to choose the Port Pocket. So to get to the short of it, but stick around for the whole video if you want, right? Is that the Port Pocket is going to serve a very specific purpose and do that purpose very well. And then everything else it'll do standard as it should as a mil-spec standard bulk carrier group. The Landtech is going to take a bulk carrier group mil-spec standard and then enhance it and do everything but not really specialize in anything in particular. Just general gradual improvements, right? So if you want something that is cheaper, more reliable, and just going to function while being the best iteration of the standard mil spec that we all know here to love, then go with Landtech. If you have a special purpose like I do for a fully suppressed AR or pin and welded, always right suppressed AR, then get something like the Port Pocket. But again, just looking at these two, so again, the Landtech is going to essentially be mil spec 2.0. You will see some changes that I just like to have on all my bulk carriers. The only similarity between these two is going to be the Landtech cam pin, which I just like running. So fantastic little piece. Check the video out on that and why you should probably get one. But let's just go from A to Z, right? So looking at the rear here, both of these are balanced bulk carrier groups, and they both have their anti-tilt features, right? So on the Griffin Armament here, it is acting with this swage, the swell here, but just standard full auto, full length bulk carrier. And on the Landtech, what they've done is they have swelled around here on the edge, right? Again, for that final enhancement, but they've also milled out here to save a bit of weight. So nothing too much on the tails. Machining up with these is very nice. Just working your way up, right? So the gas keys you see are different, right? So the gas key on the Griffin here has shorter spacing because of, again, its main function of having that port pocket. So it's going to sit back ever so slightly farther in relation to where the gas key is on here, right? So that is one consideration to have, but it does have these little sand cutters versus on the standard enhanced that mil spec that Landtech does not. And with the sand cutters, and you can see them here on this edge as well, but not on here. And what that's going to allow is whenever there's gunk, grime, muck, what have you, it'll allow a channel for that debris to fall into. And in the action will essentially be scraping it away and allowing it to just fall free, as opposed to in here, it would essentially ride against that wall and then potentially bind up, right? But looking here, the shoulders, exactly the same. Won't get too much into the bolts, even though this does have a KAK enhanced bolt with a dual extractor. This is C158 book here, where this is, I believe it is a 9130, but still perfectly fine for the bolt face. And then, of course, looking on the opposite side, right? So here's where that special use case comes to play. So on here, you're going to get reliability, but you're going to get that port pop potential. Now, Landtech has done a fantastic job of drilling some different size holes at angles and an additional one to essentially vent gas forward away from the shooter, alleviating gas to the face, while also potentially reducing a bit of the sound. But on the opposite side, nothing here. On here, it's going to have that port pocket to allow the gas to expand and reduce the sound signature and potentially reduce gas to the face, right? With nothing on this side. So where you want something like this is if you were going for a dedicated build. In this case, a suppressed build. This works fine in my suppressed guns. No issues, no concerns, no nothing. But this is better for that purpose because it enhances what you're trying to do with a suppressed gun. So that's one, differentiating thing I would say. I would also say the Griffin Armament as a overall, it really functions in that specialized purpose of having a suppressed gun. If you don't have a suppressed gun, I would say the Griffin Armament is kind of being lost on you, right? It's really good for suppressed. It's good for non-suppressed too, but considering you're not going to be shooting without ears, you're really just wasting kind of money. Where the Landtech Enhanced Bolt Carrier would be a way better run for your money. But going farther into it here, looking at the bellies, nothing too crazy to write home about, but really just that port pocket feature that's really the differentiating factor. But then on the Landtech here, you see again they have these additional gas ports where this just is something just radically different, right? Um, but again, guys, just wanted to make this quick little video saying, hey, whether it makes sense to have the Griffin Armament or whether it makes sense to have something like the land tech here, and what kind of benefits are you getting? And just because this is the coolest bull carrier ever in my opinion, at least right now, uh, um that the land tech is equally as good in my book. And I would say for general purpose, for 98%, this is going to be your one to go to. But for the suppressed builds, that's where this really shines. So with all of that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Hope everyone is having a wonderful, awesome, fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you guys.